I've legit been listening to that soundtrack non-stop for 2 days. Clearly I have a problem. Hello everybody, my name is Jenna and welcome to the final day of Dracora Week. Oh my goodness, what? So Dracora Week is over now, which is, you know, super sad. But on the other hand, it is super exciting because the end of Dracora Week means that today is April 1st, which if you have been watching these videos for the past 7 days and you know me or follow me on social media at all, you will know that that means that Dracora by Lynette Noni is released today, so definitely go out, go to your bookshops and go and buy this incredible book because trust me when I say, you will not be disappointed. Disclaimer here though, if you have not yet read Akane and Raelia, I recommend that you probably go and read those ones first, considering this is the third book in the Midorian Chronicles series. Because of that, I am not going to give a synopsis of this book because that would involve lots of spoilers and you kind of need to go into this one not knowing much about what's going to happen at all. You need to know what happened in books 1 and 2, obviously, but when it comes to this book, don't even read the blurb. Literally just jump in because it's a very different sort of book, but I am getting super ahead of myself. I should probably mention this video, the last video of Dracora Week, is going to be a spoiler-free book review. Now, I am planning on doing a full book talk, which is going to be full of spoilers later on in the week, but for now, we are just going to be talking about very spoiler-free-ish moments and mainly just talking about the characters and the plot and the writing style. And when I say plot, I mean like the very basics of the plot and the writing style, which I think I've already said, and I can't really remember at the moment what else I talk about in book reviews because I'm just so excited to be talking about this book with you guys. Like I said, I'm not really going to give a synopsis of this one because this is the third book in this series, and by now I'm sure you are sick and tired of hearing me talk about the first book synopsis anyway, so for that reason I'm just going to jump straight into the review. So first up, I just want to say that I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars, obviously, and some of you may know this, some of you may not. I actually read this book in, I reckon it was April last year that I read this one because obviously I'm one of Lynn's critique readers, so I got to read this book ages ago and I read it on my computer on PDF format and it was a very different experience for me. I'd never done that before, but it was so good. And I remember it was the first time that I really like spoken to Lynette outside of, you know, like a few interactions on social media, but it was a really amazing experience, and I actually have my review of Raelia to thank for all of that, which is just amazing and incredible to think that 1 year ago, it was basically almost an entire, well, it was a year ago basically that Raelia came out, and I had no idea that a year ago me posting that video I would be doing all of this and all that. It would just, it's amazing how much can change in a year. But getting back to Dracora, obviously 5 stars, incredible, I loved it so much. I'm gonna go into definitely more of the spoilery aspects of why I loved it. There's a certain character that is the reason why I loved it, and you will, if you've read this book, you'll know who I'm talking about because like, So going on to the actual review part of this video, I wanted to first of all talk about the writing style. Now Lynn has a very unique sort of writing style in that you will sit down to start reading a book and you'll go, I'm only gonna read a couple of chapters. Next thing you know, you finish the entire book in a day, and that is because Lynn's writing style is very casual. She is writing a young adult novel, but it reads kind of like a middle grade, and it is fantastic. It is so easy to really lose yourself in this story because of the way she writes, and I absolutely love that. Now, it's definitely a good skill to have, and she definitely has it, and it's just, you fall in love with these characters and this world through her writing style, and I just think that it's amazing. So talking about the world building in this book. So in this book, how am I gonna say this without spoiling anything? Okay, in this book, we go somewhere new, kind of. And in this new kind of place, we learn a lot more about the people and the inhabitants that live there. And because of that, although we're still sort of in the same place, this is a really hard book to review because you don't want to give too much away because you really want to go into it and be completely surprised. You don't want to know what's going on. But basically, the fact that we were somewhere that was familiar but was also very, very different, Lynn managed to expand on the world and make it bigger even though we didn't go anywhere else, if that made any sense at all. Those of you who have read the book will know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who haven't, I'm sure I'm doing a really bad job of explaining it, but basically just read it because like I said, you really don't want to go into this book knowing too much. You really just want to dive in and be like, hello, what is happening? Next up, I want to talk about the characters in this novel. Now, in saying that, I'm gonna leave most of the character talk to the spoilery review I'm gonna do later on because I don't want to sort of give too much away with the characters. Again, this is definitely a book you just need to dive into, but I will talk about the characters that we already know and love. So that is Alex and Jordan and Bear and DC. Now, obviously, Jordan went through a big ordeal in the end of the second book, and that is heartbreaking to say the least. So unfortunately, we didn't spend a lot of time with Jordan in this novel, which sucks. So we didn't didn't really get to seek him much, but he was always sort of there and always in Alex's thoughts, and just every time you like think you've forgotten about him, bam, Alex remembers him, and then you do too, and your heart breaks all over again, which sucks, but it's fine. Alex was so kick-ass in this one. I think I've said in, well, I've only done one review before, but pretty much every time I mention this series, I pretty much go, look, Alex is a clumsy character. She's a clumsy character. She says things that she really shouldn't. She does anyway. And in this book, that definitely, it doesn't get her in trouble so much, but in this book, Alex continues to grow and to develop into this amazing character that we know, well, that we knew from the beginning that she was going to be in. So she is learning more about her ability to tap into immortal blood and all this sort of thing. So throughout the novel, that's really one of the core focuses of this novel, is teaching Alex how to be herself, how to use what she's been given and all that sort of jazz. So that's sort of the main focus of this novel. If you had to give a very basic assumption, that's what I would say. Bear and DC, again, they are just worried about Jordan. Not really much else I can say. There is two characters that I really want to talk about, but I don't want to give anything away, because one of these characters, I first met them back in April last year, and I remember messaging Lynn afterwards and being like, this is my favorite character of the entire series. And I've read the entire series now, and that statement is still true. This character makes me so happy because they are just very sarcastic and very fierce and loyal and loving, and just everything about them makes me happy. But I don't want to tell you their name because I don't want to spoil anything, but basically you will know what character I'm talking about when you meet them. When it comes to the plot of this book, like I said, the plot is kind of basic-ish. It's basically Alex gets stranded somewhere that she doesn't really want to be, and it's about her getting home. But on a more deeper sort of level, I think it's definitely about her, well, not so much a deeper level, just it is about her learning to come to terms with what's happening to her, learning how to use her abilities. It's more kind of like internal conflict rather than external conflict in this novel, which I really love. It was very refreshing. This book is like completely different to the first two books. Okay, so let's think about it. Okay, one of the things I said to Lynn when I sort of gave her my feedback, I sort of said, I'm like, this book reminds me of A Court of Mist and Fury, by Sarah J. Maas. So if you've read those books, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously, ACOTAR was very one thing, and then you get to ACOMAF and it just turns it completely on its head and you go in a different direction. That's what Dracora did for this series. It turned everything around, and it does it in such a big way, but it's perfectly done, and I absolutely love that. Everything that occurs in this novel is so crucial to the next two books that I love it so much. But again, this is one where you don't want to know what's going on. You really want to dive in and just be like, oh, I did not see that coming, because that is exactly what happened to me. Although funnily enough, every time I think about this, when I first met Lynn back in 2015 at Adelnova, she sort of in one of the panels sort of said, oh yeah, this is happening in one of my later books, and I didn't really think of it until I read this book and was like, oh my god, that's what you were talking about. I told her that, she doesn't remember, but you know, that's fine. So all in all, I'm giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars, although I don't really think you could have expected anything more from me, let's be real here. I just really enjoyed this one. It was, like I said, very different to the first two, but different in such a good way, and I loved it so much. If you haven't yet read this incredible series, I really recommend that you do. It's just such a good series. I love everything about it. The characters are great and really relatable. The plot is something so fun. Please read this series. Well, that's it. Okay, Dracora week is over. It's done. Oh, wow, that is crazy. Casey and I have been planning Dracora week since like December or November last year. We've been planning it. Actually, no, because it was before NaNoWriMo started planning it. We would have been planning it since like October last year. Wow, Casey, we did it. We finished. Wow, this is crazy. Thank you so much if you've stuck with us for the... Thank you so much if you have stuck with us during all of Dracora week. It means the world to us. We have had so much fun making these videos for you guys and planning everything out, and also just getting to read the books again during the readathon has been amazing. So on the day that this video is going up, I am actually in Sydney attending the book launch events that they have there for the Dracora release day, and I am just so excited for that. I cannot wait. Honestly, it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be vlogging the day, obviously, because I'm finally going to be meeting up with a bunch of booktubers, namely Casey, which is so exciting getting to meet her. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm meeting a couple of others as well, and I cannot wait. And also to just be in a room with all these other lovers of this incredible series. I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited. But I've been talking for a really long time. This video turned into more of a ramble than a review, so I am sorry about that. But honestly, if you've loved the first 2 books, you will love this one. I can guarantee that. Let me know in the comment section below if you have enjoyed Dracora Week as much as we have. Also, let me know what you thought of the book if you have read it yet. If you are planning on reading it, let me know what you are most excited for. If you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Expect the unexpected. Bye.